Hello everyone, I'm Joanne and welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to have fun with glimmer. I'm not going to make a card, I'm going to make the front and then I'm going to show you how to glimmer with the negative on this hex. These hex gems that they have just released, Spellbinders released, are fantastic. I am getting the sentiments. I love the dies that come with it. They're all nested. And then it has another hot foil plate that has flowers. It is just so beautiful. But I saw a technique because Spellbinders did a big workshop and they featured the hex collection that they have. But I also watched another thing that she did on there and I absolutely loved it. So we'll take care of that hex in a little bit, but it's this. Look at that. Now, I am an affiliate. Please click on a link below to order any of the product that you see in this video. I do make a little commission. Of course, it's at no cost to you, and I really do appreciate it. All right, so again, this is gorgeous. Now, with the glimmer system, the hot foil system, you receive... They have a lot of different packages, but this is what I got. I received a sentiment, just a note to say hello, and then this beautiful hot foil flower plate. It's large, okay, for to do this card. Now, I've realized too, the more that I start hot foiling, I love big plates. I really like big plates because this can even, if you just wanted to foil in the corners, you could do that and just foil like a little accent right in there, okay? If you just wanted to do an edge of it, you could do that, something like that. You know, just there's all kinds of ways to move a big plate around, and I'm noticing that I'm really gravitating toward them more. So, with that being said, I also realized that when I watch the video, they keep that glimmer machine on all the time. It doesn't matter. I always feel, I have to admit, now I ran out of gold paper. I'm going to this like copper color. It's goldish copper to do with this. And I want to go ahead and use my quick trim here. I love the quick trim because it has little feet on the back side of it right here. And what it does is it stays up over your foil, and then you can put your plate, okay, and then I push it down and I put the little blade in the trough. Make sure it goes, when you put it in, make sure it goes all the way to the white there, okay? There's the blade and there's the white part. Make sure that it sinks all the way down to that white. Drag it across. Look at that beautiful cut. And we want 2 of these, okay? But I was saying, I realized that as they were doing things, as she was doing things, the presenter was doing things, that thing was on all the time. I get rushed. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's ready, and I'm not. It doesn't matter, okay? I just have to kind of calm down and not be in such a rush. It's not made to rush you, okay? It's just not made to do that. So I'm going to scooch this out just a little bit. And then I'm going to push that down, and I want to use this line right here. Look at that nice cut, okay? Very, very wonderful. All right, I'll put this in my little bucket. I have a little bucket of extras. So that's one. Let me go ahead and cut the second one. Now, when I purchased this system, I started purchasing other things, and I played with them a lot. Until I watched this video, I was like, wait a minute, I have this. Totally forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. Got it out, and we're going to do some ink blending with these beautiful Pink Fresh Studio inks up here. Yeah, I've got to order some gold. And but I think that this is going to look pretty on the blue also. So I think we're going to be good that way. So let me put this here, and then the same thing. And I like to come off of this little plate a little bit. You see, and what's nice is you can wiggle this underneath here to get the maximum use out of your foil. And I'm just going to do that. All right. Now I have both of my pieces cut. That's wonderful. I will need, I'm going to use this piece now. It's like trying to pick up hair, you know. I'm going to use this piece right here for my sentiment. I believe that that will be fine. Yes. All right. And I'm going to put that aside. And this aside. And then let's go ahead. Always put this away. That is extremely sharp. So, kind of scary. Okay, piece of scrap paper. Hammermill cardstock at 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm going to graduate the color from dark to light. I have Stargazer, Sapphire, Blue Jay, and Slumber. I love purchasing inks now in these sets. Some are 4, some are 3, but they have a wonderful graduation of color. And then I get to use these little inks. And then if I want to buy the larger ink pad when these are dried up, then I will do that. Now this one I did light to dark. And honestly, when I did it, I thought I was doing dark to light. But when I put the sentiment on there, it came out this way, and I was fine with it. This one I'm going to try to do dark to light. Okay, not promising anything though. All right, let's get our Stargazer here. And I've got some blending brushes up here. Use any ones that you have. This is something though that you're going to want to tap it off and then come to your paper. Tap it off and come to the paper. Okay, look how pretty that is. This is like the purple in the sky. I always call it the Purple's Mountain Majesty here in Upper East Tennessee. You should see it sometimes when the sun is setting up against the mountains and it gets that purplish hue to it. It's absolutely one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. Although I am a beach person, but God gave us a lot of things to look at that are beautiful. The mountains and the beach are two of them to me. So I'm coming down, trying to fill up. Oh, I forgot to tap it off, but that's okay. Doesn't matter, honest. So I'm coming down about 1/4 of a way. So yeah, that's good right there. And now I'm going to switch to Sapphire, which is my birthstone, which is why too that I picked this array of ink here because of the name of this one, and I really love it. I love these colors, are gorgeous. And I'm just tapping it off and coming right to the paper, and I'm blending. You can, oh, we will go back and add more ink, okay? I'm just blending away here, adding color, and I'm not worried about anything mixing. I want it to mix. I want it to have a nice graduation. Oh my goodness, it looks like a gorgeous blue sky. It needs white clouds, right? It needs white clouds. If that's what we were doing. I think that's good for that one so far. Now we'll go to Blue Jay. I noticed with Blue Jay, it did remind me of the sky. It has that sky blue type of beauty to it. So I'm just going to turn that around just to be easier on my arm. Just however it blends is perfect, okay? Because you want all this kind of variation in color, different hues of color, white shining through, everything. Because once you foil it, it's going to be just amazing. All these different like hues of color are going to pop out, and you're going to absolutely love it. And see, I even just take my brush and I'm constantly blending. Good. Slumber is next. This is, of course, the lightest. And then I'm going to go back in with my Stargazer. That purple is just to die for. I love it. And I did use 4 different brushes because I went from dark to light. If I would have went from light to dark, which now I'm just thinking, I could have just used 1 brush. You know, just kept reapplying. But then if you go back through, then you're in trouble. Because then you got too much dark ink, you know, and it's just going to muck this up in through here, and you don't want that. Okay, I'm going to turn it. Stargazer. And just going to give everything another coat just on top of everything that we've blended, because this is just going to be gorgeous with that foil. Oh, that's so pretty. It's just pretty even the way it is. Okay, that's one. Now sapphire. So I thought that it would be a good video today just to do the technique and not worry about putting a card together and do the inside and the out and the envelope. Just to kind of help me get a little bit more confident with this technique. Look at that gorgeousness. Oh, do you not love that color? Pretty. Okay, let's get that blue jay in there. And we're going to come down into this area. Oh, it's just gorgeous. The more ink I put on it, the more I love it. And that's something that I have to work on. I say this all the time, every time I ink blend. Don't be afraid of the ink. Add ink. Add your ink. Add more. More is better. Oh, my machine timed its way out. Did you see? It has a safety on it. And I wasn't using it, so it shut off. So isn't that wonderful? You know, it won't cause a fire. So I'm kind of glad that happened while we were on camera. I'm just kind of letting it cool for just a second here, but I really need to turn it on and get us going here. Okay, I think I'm happy with my color now. Bring that right into that center. Oh, isn't that lovely? That's gorgeous. Okay, now let's go ahead and put these things to the side. And let's turn this guy back on. There we go. Stargazer. Of course, I will link all of these inks below. That's so, so, so pretty. Look at that. Okay. Now, we're going to use a little bit of a hinge technique, okay? So, what I want to do is take my hot foil plate, and I want to place it here on my project, okay? Because we want to see exactly, you know, placement. If we were just going to like do it and then die cut it out, we wouldn't need to do this process, okay? So let me get some tape. I think I'm going to use the Best Ever Craft tape, the yellow tape for this. Always remember, when these tapes are brand new, even, you know, whenever you're using them, be very careful pulling them off. They can always rip your paper. Okay, now this little guy over here says he's ready, which is wonderful. So I'm going to put this right here. Okay. And see, I'm letting that extend off. It's just hitting my glass mat right now. And another piece. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, now I'm going to want to pick my project up, holding everything where it is. And I want to roll that tape around the back, just like that. Okay. Now we have a nice little hinge. And we want to pull that back a little bit, that hinge, okay? Because you want to see it, because what you want to do is you want to see the foil. Now remember, when you foil, it's pretty to pretty. The pretty side of the plate to the pretty side of the foil. This is why I love the quick trim, because it gives me a nice straight line. Okay, now when I close my plate here on, there we go, on the foil. Let me bring this up. You want to see foil right here, okay? You want to see it because you want to make sure these little parts of leaves and everything get it, okay? So you want to definitely see the foil. And if you need to scooch, just, you know, if you need to move stuff around, move it around now. But I think we're in good condition right here. So let's go ahead and upside down now. Hot plate onto foil, onto the glimmer machine. You take the plate, turn it upside down. Take the opaque, kind of green, frosty looking shim. It says thin shim. Put this one on first, okay, because there's a heat protectant in it. And then you put your spacer pad. Good. Now on the video, she brought everything over to where she likes to cut without all of that on there. Everybody does it different. And I noticed that it doesn't really matter how long you kind of leave, you know, of course if you leave the machine on like I did, you know, and not use it, it will shut itself off. But it's okay. It's okay if you're not, you know, it's like slow it down, okay, which is fine. And a lot of fun. I loved doing the negative on that hex. I want that collection so bad, especially the sentiments. I've been looking for nice sentiments that are straight and kind of block letters, but these also have a die. Now we're ready. My light is ready. These have block letters and then they're flagged at the end, and you cut them all out at once. I must get them. Okay, so now this was another thing that she talked about. Rolling it through one time, and I'm bad about doing it twice, but I've noticed that my little machine needs a little bit of a shim. This shim came with this machine. You can use copy paper if you want to, very thin, okay? I'm going to roll this through slowly. I've been getting the best results using that shim, and that's my machine, okay? Everybody's machine is different. One time through, okay, with the shim. I'm so excited. I always hope it's a great reveal, you know. Let's move that aside. And let's go ahead and, let's see, I think I can just scooch that right off of there, right? Or it's stuck to it with the tape a little bit because it's hot. Okay, let's just flip that up. And, okay, release that. Let's get our project up. And now this is on the back of the cardstock. It's okay. Okay, I was just taking my time. Now let's do the reveal. Here we go. Look at how gorgeous. I love that copper on this blue. Here's the gold. Here is that copper. Oh my, I love them both. I seriously love them both. Okay, now, this is great. Now this comes off of here, no big deal, right? And now, let's go ahead and flip this. Do the same thing, okay? We're going to place this here. I love these dies. I forget what they're called. I want to call them, I want to call it over-under die, you know, because it goes on top and it goes on the bottom, but that's not what it's called. I forget what it's called. If somebody knows, put it in the comment. But they, you know, it encapsulates the entire front of the card. You use it twice, and it makes just a gorgeous, gorgeous element. When you're saying hello, thank you, just a note, happy birthday, anything. When you're saying this is just fun to do. Okay, so around we go, and then here, pull it back just a little bit, okay? I'm going to get the second piece, pretty to pretty, remember that. Nice straight line there because of the blade that I cut it with. Put this down, oh my goodness, that's even more perfect, okay? Here we go, on top of the glimmer, push the timer button, nice. I have been foiling all day. So, I had to do a few things. I had to take Miss Jingles to the vet. So, but she's okay. So she just had a nail, a kitty nail. As you can see, I've been injured. But that was trying to get her in the crate. She had a little toenail that grew into the pad of her foot. So I had to take her there and get her trimmed up. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my two shims on here. I'm just going to let it sit. Like I said, she took it to the machine, first to the die cut machine, to her Spellbinder 6, took it here, and then put the shims on. I like doing it this way. Some people do it another way. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I have realized it does not matter. When that plate's hot, it's going to press that hot foil into that paper, is what I realize. Okay, we're good. That didn't take long at all, right? Because I've had it on like almost all day, except for taking her to the vet. That took about an hour and a half. But I started crafting in here. Oh, I forgot my shim. At about 9 o'clock this morning. It's one of those days where that's all I want to do is just stand here and make hot foil projects. I found something else to do also through that little workshop that they did, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. For them to put that out there for everyone, I thought was wonderful. Okay, here we go again. Let's see how I did. Now that's hot. It's not going to, burn you, but it's hot enough to where you kind of really don't want to touch it right away. Now I'm just going to kind of flip that back, okay? I'm going to pull this back. Good. And now I'm going to do exactly what we did, because that worked out really well for me. Just going to easily, gingerly peel that off the back. Good. Okay. Now, see, now I can pick it up. No big deal. I've also heard that if you lay them on the glass mat, that they get cooler faster. I'm kind of tending to understand that that's yes, that is the way that goes. Okay, let's see how I did. Here we go, the big reveal. Ah. Look. One time through, use the shim, no overfoiling. It is perfect. It's perfect. Absolutely. Okay, now I want my dark at the top on this one, okay? And I want my just at the top. Okay, there we go. Now I've got that at the top. What I did was right here in the center, I just lined up that Spellbinders with the number on it. And I just kind of lined it up right there. Looks good to me. And now I really want a very small piece of tape for this. And you know what? Actually, for this, I'm going to switch to my blue tape, okay? The mint, because this is really low tack. And you actually want real low tack on this because you're taping it to what you just inked, okay? And you don't want it long to touch your foil. It will pull your foil off. I'm going to flip this up, pull it back so that I see my tape. I'm going to take my little piece right here. Remember, this was the bottom. I'm just going to kind of lay it over top, give it a slice, put that in my bucket. Save all your pieces, pretty to pretty. Remember, pretty to pretty. Pretty side of the plate to the pretty side of the foil. I know sometimes you really got to think about it, because you really want to go with it the other way. I moved. Okay, I think I'm okay here. Okay, all right. I'm going to put another little piece down here just to help me. Now, putting the tape on this foil is okay. Putting the tape on something that you foil want to keep is not, okay? So let's hope I've done this correctly. Flip it over. Put this right here on my Glimmer hot foil machine. Put my tops on. My shims, or spacers, or whatever you want to call it, the top of the sandwich there. Your spacer shims, spacer pad and thin shim. And then I have my shim right here that I'm going to use. I see my machine seems to be doing quite well with that. That's something, no matter what machine you use, okay, you're going to have to figure it out. So that's exactly what I've been doing too, is playing and figuring it out. But I'm going to do a technique with some die cuts next. And I think you're going to love that video. That one might come out next week. This one might be my weekend video for you guys. I always try to give you a little video on the weekend, you know, so that if you're sitting around watching TV or, you know, outside maybe even, just a little bored, whatever, you might click it up and watch it. Okay, we've got a solid light there. Let's undock. Here, shim, and roll slowly. And you know, with this, I'm telling you, I just hope for the best because the entire project is completed. And now I'm adding something, you know, that could very well be, you know, too much to the left, too much to the right. It could ruin the entire project, but let's just hope for the best, right? Oh, it came out beautiful. It came right off. Isn't that wonderful? Now, I have this for my negative, okay, hot foil. Now, let's go ahead and let's redock that, okay? Oh my goodness. Wow! Isn't that beautiful? With the ink blending. Now, I did blues. Of course, do pinks, do greens, do yellows, do oranges. I think it would look, it looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, now, what I want to do is I need to cut foil, don't I? No, I don't need to cut foil. We're using this as a solid plate. Let me show you this. Okay, and bring this all the way in. Okay, so this is the HEXI-GEM. And I've done a lot of work with this. I really, really love this die. It's not a die. It's a plate. It's a hot foil plate. This piece is 3 by, I think it's 4 1/4. Yeah. Yeah, 3 by 4 1/4. It fits this perfectly. So pretty to pretty. Okay, you want your foil. Now remember, this is the negative that we just did. I'm going to place it on here. Like, let's just put it right here. Let's see what it'll pick up right there. How's that? Okay. Now I'm going to place my paper. This one, I did not need to put a hinge on it because I can cut it out, or I could just use this piece of paper right here. You know, like I said, my goal is to get the dies and the sentiments in this set. Oh my goodness, I love this. So look at this. This one has the light at the top with the gold. This one has the dark at the top with the copper. They are both absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I just love it. I love it, love it. All right, let's see. Take this here. So like what I might do with this one that I did, I'm going to put this back because I'm going to wait to get the dies and cut it out. It's just so gorgeous. It makes a wonderful background. Absolutely. And I think you guys will absolutely love the collection. You know, I'm learning, being an affiliate, that, you know, they give everybody different things so that we all create differently. And I think that's fantastic. I love watching everyone. I've learned so much myself. I'm going to undock that here. I'm going to use my shim and roll slowly. And like they said, one time through. Very hard for me to do one time through because I'm like, okay, if one's good, two's better. Not. They said you can run the risk of overfoiling and, you know, have just other things that could get out of place, kind of shift on you. So she made a lot of sense. Let's bring this in. There we go. Let's see how we did. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. Like I said, with this right here, and see, you haven't wasted your foil because see, you have your negative right here. I'm going to cut another piece and do another one with it. And then I'm going to do my negative of this also, of the sentiment. Because that's just beautiful. You could put that on anything, cut that out with a die. But isn't that pretty? What a gorgeous background. So here is the video for today. No card, just some foiling technique that I learned through a video. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is the gold. This is the copper. They are both in their own. They're both absolutely gorgeous. And the copper here and the gold here. And it is a wonderful day to foil, right? What a great day. Nice. Oh, that came out so pretty, right? So here we are. All right. I appreciate everyone watching, and thank you for hanging in here with me while I learn a few things myself, and I love to pass it on to you guys. Just in case you're thinking about hot foiling, you can see how easy, and this comes with the system. What I use today comes with the system. Not the paper, but you have to order the paper. But yes, it comes with the system. You would have to order the hex also. But this whole front comes with it, and just do a little ink blending. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.